Hello folks, and welcome to the Supplier Spotlight Tales of the Trade, where we meet some brilliant minds and talented teams behind the UK's most loved wedding suppliers. My name's Liam Ball, I'm your magical wedding host, otherwise known as the Gentleman Magician. Today, I'm joined by somebody who runs a photo booth option for your wedding day, a business which has brought both vintage charm and some unforgettable fun to wedding celebrations all across the Southeast and beyond. Now, they actually have a beautifully converted horse box, which is a photo booth, as well as a standalone booth option, and they've earned some widespread acclaim, including being the national winner at the Wedding Industry Awards 2025, as well as being a regional winner and highly commended in 2024. So whether you're after a stylish horse box or an elegant indoor setup, the Little Horse team deliver a high-quality photography warm service with memories and a guest book that people will talk about for years. So let's dive into their story and their passion and what goes on behind the scenes as we meet one of the minds behind the Little Horse photo booth, Adam Prescott. Hi Adam, how's it going?
Hello, I'm good. How are you?
Yes, very, very well. Thanks very much. Very well. How are you finding this beautiful summer weather?
For us, because obviously we work in the evenings, it's been absolutely fantastic. Some great summer evenings that we've had so far this year. So yeah, looking forward to more of those.
That's very, very good to hear. Now, let's get into the story straight away. So, of course, it's both yourself and your wife, Anna. I believe Anna's actually out doing a job today. How did the Little Horse photo booth begin? What inspired you to get a horse box and turn it into something which is, quite frankly, a wonderful part of a wedding day?
It was an idea that obviously I'm a wedding photographer, been a professional photographer for quite a while. Prior to that, I worked in the equine industry, and it was just a sort of meeting of ideas and minds, and we sort of went, that sounds like a really good idea, and there wasn't that many similar things on the market at that time, so we thought, yeah, why not? Let's do that. Let's go whole old horse box, and we'll convert it and see where we go with it, and here we are.
That sounds fantastic. What was it a difficult thing to do to turn a horse box into a photo booth?
Initially, it's been through several iterations. So if you sort of follow our story, and I think on our website on the blog page is the original conversion story.
Yeah.
We were really lucky with the horse box. It's a 1964, I think we ended up with.
Okay.
Horse box, and we're the second owners of it. So if anyone works in sort of the equine industry, has horses, they know horse boxes, they go hand, hand, hand. So we were really lucky. It was very well looked after. Essentially, the first iteration, we really didn't honestly know what we were doing. Took sort of inspiration from other places, made an enclosure inside, had a bench inside. Then there was the second iteration where we had everything CNC cut. And now we have what we are now in the covers that we're on now. We're using one of the Every booths, which I think people know that the photo booths is probably one of the best booths on the market.
Yeah.
Gone for that luxury feel, and so people seem to really like that.
That's fantastic. Now, I mean, obviously, the work you're doing makes a difference because, of course, you entered the Wedding Industry Awards 2024, got the regional winner, highly commended at the Nationals, again 2025 regional winner, and then won the national awards as well. I mean, what does that kind of recognition mean for you and Anna?
I think what we took out of that was the client feedback. We always ask for feedback and we get great Google reviews, but to actually have more in-depth feedback from couples. Initially, sort of first time we entered, we worked on those points and improved them. Feedback is a gift. And then to get that through the regional, like say to the national highly commended.
Yeah.
We'll do it once more and see where we go. And then just to win the national was like, we were just lost for words, really. So yeah, it's great accolade to have. We can officially say we are the best in the UK, according to the Wedding Industry Awards.
According to Wedding Industry Awards, yeah. Well, I mean, of course, what that means in real terms is that the Wedding Industry Awards looked at the reviews that you got from your customers. So according to both the Wedding Industry Awards and all of the people who've booked you.
Yeah, that's it. Because obviously it's based on client feedback and then judges. judges' thoughts as well. And so 2026, I am a judge for the Wedding Industry Awards.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, there you go, folks. You heard it here first. So definitely something to look out for. So over the years, of course, I'm guessing that as you say, there's been some iterations of the photo booth itself. How have you seen the business grow since you first started?
I think with the horse box, it was a difficult start because if you if you start from nothing, have nothing to sell, you've got no sort of feedback, no images even. That was kind of like, we're going to build a website, but we've never done a wedding.
Okay.
How it works, but it's trying to sell that, and that was initially the most difficult part. It's getting business, and you know yourself with weddings, people are booking months, years in advance. So it's like, when's it going to start going? But I think because it's quite unique, and we were quite heavily onto the social media at the time, it really got out there, and people were like, "That's really cool."
Yeah,
and that feedback we were getting, this is really cool. And then we worked on, obviously, if we thought this doesn't really work, you only know these things once you start using something. It's not like buying something off a shelf and you know it's going to work. It's something made and developed. And just it took a while to get going, but now it is, and we're seeing just more people than we thought were going to be interested in it. We're taking sort of bookings now 2 years in advance.
Wow.
People are sometimes booking us before they've booked a photographer.
Oh gosh. Oh, that's fantastic. So yeah, so huge growth, and I mean it's a strange thing, isn't it, when you sit back and think, I've got an idea and I'm going to build it from scratch, and then I'm going to put it out there for people, and like part of you thinks, please love me. And of course, you genuinely don't know what some people are going to think. So
marketing is like, you're not trying to market a computer, for example. Though what that looks like, it's marketing a service that technically doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right. Something new. So tell us a bit about the product and the service then. What is it you think that makes it such a hit with the guests and the clients that you have?
So with the horse box, I think because it is a horse box, and we from day one we said, let's make it so we can go anywhere. So we're not constrained to having a mains power or anything like that. So initially we were solar powered from battery packs, but now we use power banks that we charge at home off our solar panels on the house. So we're still environmentally friendly. But I think it's something different. It's something in the evening guests can sort of really get involved in. Certainly with a horse box, when it arrives, people are like, what is that? And then it's a horse box. Yeah, it's a photo booth. So people are sort of like excited even before you open the door for it. We've also got obviously our indoor booth. So we went to the best photo booth people in the world, I think. And got that just to keep on the sort of the luxury feel. So through the iterations of the horse box, we've gone down the path of it being a luxury, high-end product, and we wanted to reflect that with the indoor booth that we got. So we've those two high-end products. So I think that's where we sort of sit in the market, and why people get excited and they're like, "This is really nice."
Yeah.
I mean, no offense to magic mirrors and things like that, it stands out. People walk in and go, wow, that looks
definitely different. I mean, what would you say are the best sort of weddings that are perfect for both the horse box and, because you've also got like your horse box option and then you've got a standalone option. What would you say are the pros and cons for each of those?
And we see a lot of, the horse box goes to a lot of outdoor sort of marquee type weddings, venues that are accessible. A lot of people say, we really like the idea of it, but we can't actually physically, because it's a horse box held by a Land Rover. You're looking at quite a big sort of space that is required. With the indoor booth, we can literally set that up anywhere. Again, we can do that as a standalone without mains power. So again, marquee weddings, we can do that, but we find more sort of, if you're in this area, sort of the Eastern Granges, Cop dot calls, sort of higher end, more bougie type wed venues. We also now offer a reception package. We find that goes down really well with people with a black tie wedding.
Okay.
And we're in that sort of cocktail hour. We're doing full shots. And then we produce a framed print for people that can take those away as a sort of memento of their day. And it's a really sort of nice add-on if you don't want 3 hours of photo booth in the evening. Just for that sort of reception package.
So plenty of options then.
Lots of different options. We also do sort of corporate stuff as well. We get involved in that, but not as much as weddings.
Okay, sure. So, I mean, what would you say, because of course it's something that you've built from the ground up, which means that aside of the fact that it's a photo booth, everything about the business and how it operates, and of course you is unique, what would you say it is that sets you apart from other photo booth companies?
I think, without sort of being too bold about it, is the customer service. We always sort of get back to people, even if we're not available. We don't ghost people. We'll always send a response to someone.
Yeah.
We'll try and manage their expectations. We work with people to say, what do you want? These are our packages, but if there's something in there that you don't want or you do want, then we can do that. Everything is tailored to the couple, down to sort of the prints that people get, the guest books. It's all bespoke to that wedding. So yeah, I think it's just that, and speed and response as well. We always get like, oh wow, that's really thanks for your response. So I think it's just the customer service and how we treat people.
I think it really does make a difference, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's essential because you're working with these people on the most important day of their lives, and they want to feel confident that the suppliers that they're booking, be it anybody else, they've got confidence that they're professional and they're going to look after them.
So how do you... Well, they're going to rephrase that. So somebody's called you, they've inquired, you've spoken to them, they've maybe considered their options, they've booked you, you've got the gig, you've turned up. How do you keep it fun and fresh and make sure that even on a long day, everybody has a great time?
Thankfully for me, photo booths kind of tend to do that for themselves. You'll have the people that, oh wow, photo booth, we're going to go and do this and we'll have fun, because it is a fun thing for people to get involved with. That if the wedding's you've been inside all day or something like that, they can sort of release a bit of fun and energy into. We always stay with the booth, so if there's people that aren't quite sure how it works, we'll show them. We'll encourage people to towards the props, if there's props with the thing. We'll show people how to sort of email their photos, airdrop their photos, and it's just really sort of not... it's a difficult one. It's sort of standing on the periphery, but making sure people are having fun. Not getting too involved, but being there just to help and advise. And it's kind of where we sit. I think that's more sort of... we call ourselves booth managers rather than attendants.
Okay, sure. So I mean, I've certainly seen some photo booths at weddings, and I always tend to sort of make for the booth whenever I'm there and get a couple of sort of funky photos to put on. I've got a little wall up here with some great wedding memories on there. So you must have seen some really hilarious things. What moments in the history of the photo booth make you go, wow, I remember that one time when?
One that really actually stands out, and it was our very first wedding. So at the time we were in Essex, and we got this book, and it's in Cheshire, and we're like, okay, yeah, we'll do it. And so we booked a B&B, and we thought, right, okay, we'll do this. And we went up there, lovely family farm, dairy farm, excuse me, big marquee outside, glorious day. Turned up, Land Rover, Crossfield, perfect setup. And then we're like, there's a big black cloud over there. And it absolutely poured it down.
Oh, wow.
Everybody was soaking wet. And nobody cared.
Yeah.
And the photo booth, there was like that much water in. We were like, oh, heck. It's the first wedding. But everybody had a really good time. That kind of stands out because we didn't know what to expect. It was our first wedding. And we were like, could have gone a lot better, and it was probably, it still stands out as being one of the best evenings because everyone was like, yeah, let's just do it.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had other ones where we've actually had the indoor booth and there's been a massive group of people and they're like, oh, we all want a photo. So we picked the booth up and we've moved it back.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Like 30, 40 people in a photo. So it's, when going back to why people like what we do, it's because we do go that little bit. We could have said, oh no, we can't move it.
Yeah.
But we actually picked up the physical indoor booth, moved it back. So
yeah,
people can all get in the photo.
Facilitate really what they want to do and make sure they have fun. That's great.
Exactly. And
so
put that on social media and that went mad.
Yeah, I can imagine. I'd like to see that photo. So, I mean, of course, one of the key elements, I think when people think photo booths, and certainly when I think photo booths, is that you've got the photo booth, there might be a nice backdrop and what have you, but to the side of it, there's like a massive box of silly props that you can use to create all your fun and crazy photos. What would you say is the fan favorite or the one that always makes people reach for it and laugh in a photo?
So we've made a conscious effort, even I can remember words in the right dog. So our horse box, we have more sort of silly props, but we try and keep it a little bit luxury. So in there, we have always had a duck, giant rubber duck.
Oh, wow, okay.
I should have brought it, but it's in the booth at the moment. So we've always had this duck. When we went sort of more luxury feel, we spray painted it gold. So we have a golden duck. People are like, why is there a duck in here? And then the amount of photos that this duck is in, so that's brilliant. So with the indoor booth, some people say they're boring, but we have chosen props that are deliberately a bit neutral, but are fun. So little horse, we have cowboy hats. We have big what's the Mexican hat? Sombrero, that's it. We have big sombreros. And obviously the trend now is the sunglasses. So we have a load of sunglasses. Okay. But people, when they wear the sombrero, they don't realise how big it is. So people are trying to get around it. I can't see the camera. So yeah. So they people kind of look at them and go, and then when they put them on and it works, the backdrop and the template is like, this is like this.
So always good times. So when it comes down to booking a photo booth, what advice would you give to couples when they're looking around and considering a photo booth for their wedding?
I would look at the feedback and if they're all think. So look at. I mean, there is so many, and obviously, finance for people is a big issue. It's a consideration that people sort of go into, and okay, we spend this much and now we need some entertainment. I would say for entertainment value for that sort of post wedding breakfast into the evening, the booth is brilliant. It's just, people can come and go at it. You find people will be the first and then they'll come back and they'll bring friends and they'll do it. And it really sort of infuses the evening with entertainment. Book ahead. Find out what you want. What fits in your venue. And I also say goes back to the photography. Look at the quality of what you're going to get. Is it going to be an iPad with a front-facing camera? Is it going to have prints? Is it going to have a guest book? Do you get an online gallery? If you want the high quality stuff, be prepared to pay for it. Is what I would say. If you just want something that's just good fun and it's going to give you a social media or you're just going to airdrop on, fine. But work out what you want first and then look at the reviews, look at the websites. Has the business been around for a long time? And stuff like that. But go in with a sensible head. Yes, we get last minute bookings of people who've got budget left over and like, heck, we'll go and get a photo booth. We didn't think we could, but we can now. But try and book ahead. Find what you want, book it ahead.
I think there's definitely truth in the concept that you get what you pay for. And I think a lot of people don't understand maybe how many amateur wedding businesses there are versus professional wedding businesses, and you can tell the difference. And a lot of that will be in things like in reviews, in service, in the offering, in the packages. But the truth, of course, is also in the price. You know, when you look at a price, you can tell that somebody's being serious about it, and that it's what they do, not just something they're doing to earn an extra few quid on a Friday afternoon or a Saturday morning. So
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah,
I mean, we are by no means the cheapest out there. We never have people coming and asking for a discount or bulking at the price, because they go in knowing what the quality is. They've seen it's a quality product, and that's it. But yeah, you get what you pay for, unfortunately.
So, if somebody's never booked a photo booth before and they're on the line or thinking about it, what would you say to encourage them?
Think about your guests. I wouldn't say a lot of times, but sometimes we'll have, for example, at a wedding fair, we'll have mother of the bride, usually. Yeah. And go, no, you don't want a photo booth. Because years ago, or they've had a bad experience with a photo booth, it's been poor quality or whatever. If you want something that's going to be fun and be enjoyable for your guests, a photo booth will do it. It brings people, like I say, it brings people together. I've never had someone that's been sad using a photo booth.
Yeah. It definitely makes you happy, doesn't it?
It does.
You can't help but have a good time.
It really bridges every generation. It brings everyone. We've got really mad photos of people in their 70s. You've got grandma, their granddad, with the grandkids, and it's like, people don't have physical photos these days. It gets sad, but they do, because they have the print. And what I always do is get the bride and groom, come and have a photo. Okay, come and have a photo. Yeah, do a nice one as well. Okay, print it out, give it to them, and say that's your first printed photo of you as husband and wife, or wife and wife, or groom and groom. It's just, sometimes people are like, wow, yeah, it is. And obviously we do different packages. We do the Kardashian package as well now, which it's been on our social media, and people are, these are really, really good photos.
Okay.
And just like,
what's the Kardashian package? I'm interested.
So, how many years? About 4 or 5 years ago, Kardashians have or had a party where there's a booth company in LA called Wee, and they have a particular look. It's very sort of this glam filter, but it's black and white. It works so well for black tie weddings. It's unbelievable.
Okay.
We kind of took that idea and we called it a Kardashian package. And there is an add-on to that, which is going to be coming out soon, with metallic prints.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Black and white photo on a metallic print. So the white will be metallic. It's, yeah, very excited to that. But I digress on that, because that's going to be really cool.
Think things to come. How exciting. Watch this space.
But yeah, if someone's on the line about booking a photo booth,
yeah,
if you've got budgets to do it, because you won't regret it. Really, you won't regret it. And people have often said, we've looked back at our guest book and it's fantastic, because it's used as a photo, write a message for the couple. So if you've not got a guest book or something like that,
yeah,
that's that. Or they'll go on that online gallery a few years later, the photos are just brilliant. It just brings a smile to people's faces. So
yeah, that sounds good. So brilliant stuff. So I mean, obviously, of course, you also run your own business as a photographer, and I'm definitely going to get you back on in the coming weeks, I think, to talk about that. So when you and Anna aren't on running the business or out at weddings, what do you do to have fun?
Oh, God, blind, take the dogs for a walk or sit in the hot tub.
Oh, nice. Okay.
It is basically where we're at the moment. We do like going away, and we've got a few holidays booked.
Yeah.
Which we like. Obviously, you work in the wedding industry, and you're thinking, okay, when am I going to have some time off? I might get some off in 2027. I don't know.
I think that's always the way, isn't it, when you're self-employed, and the importance of blocking time out in your diary and saying, no matter what happens, But of course, the flip side then is that those are going to be your busiest 2 weeks of the year, apparently. So yeah, that's always the case. Indeed. What's your personal kind of get ready routine? So for me, when I'm off to a wedding, I take time over getting myself dressed, getting myself ready. I have a little playlist to listen to. I do a vocal warm up. How about yourself? What's your get ready routine on the day of a wedding?
Oh, blimey. Throw everything in the car. Make sure you've attached the horse box and go. No, yeah, I think so, because we double check. We obviously make sure all the custom templates are loaded. We've got paper, which is always a good idea. And then just know where you're going and be aware of if there's any particular setup locations, especially for the horse box. If it's venues we've been before, we know where we're going.
Yeah.
If it's somewhere new, then we'll leave some extra time to go in and find out, okay, you're going to go here, you're going to go there, where's the power if we're taking the end booth. But yeah, it's just being a little bit prepared. Dress-wise, well, it's generally me. We do have a new staff member who's doing a few indoor booths for us this year because I physically don't have the time. It's probably to have. It's a good budget to have, actually. But yeah, we sort of go in as looking a bit like evening guests, a bit casual. So yeah, just like people to be relaxed.
Fantastic. And last question. If people want to find out more about you or see some examples of your work, how can they do that? Where can they see you?
So I would direct people to our Instagram page, which is Big Horse PB. Yeah, I'm sure the horse photographs, it'll still come up. And our website, which is now a really very short domain name, which is www.lhpb.co.uk.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, so you've got the condensed one. That's brilliant stuff. Yeah. All right, fabulous. Well, listen, Adam, it's been great to chat to you. Great to meet again. And we definitely must catch up soon. Thanks for stopping by. Take care.
Thank you, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.
And there you go, folks. That was the wonderful Adam from the Little Horse Photo Booth, showing how style, storytelling, and a bit of vintage charm can capture the wedding memories on the most important day of your lives. As he says, if you want to learn more about them, look for Little Horse Little Horse Photo Booths on Facebook, and of course their website, which is lhpb.co.uk. Stay tuned for some more conversations and some more talented people who are going to make your wedding days truly extraordinary right here on the Supplier Spotlight with the Tales of the Trade. Take care, folks.